Alrighty. So it's Hope here with Lord Cerebral. Today we're going to be jumping in, talking about a few things. The first thing we're going to be talking about is we're going to rank the original 10 Ben 10 aliens, and then we're going to say which one is our favorite or which one we would want to be theoretically. Here we go. And do you want to go first, man, or do you want me to go first? How you feeling?
Okay, let's go ahead. I'll give you my number 10. You give me your number 10. All right?
Okay, gotcha.
All right, my number 10, and I hope yours is the same. I expect most people's to be the same. It's Stinkfly.
100% my 10 is Stinkfly.
Worst Ben 10 alien, maybe ever, but especially from the original 10, rather.
Especially. Okay, so we full agree on that one. No one wants to be that guy. No one wants to have that guy in their Omnitrix. You know,
He has the ability of flight, which is a very good power, but there's somebody else on this list that I expect yours is going to be like mine, pretty high on this list, that can also fly. So he pretty much, the only good thing about him is already being used by a better alien. So Stingfly is number 10, and I don't think anybody has reservations for somebody else.
yeah, that's the truth. And Flight's all he had.
Okay, you want to go ahead and give us your number 9?
My number 9 is going to be Wild Mutt.
Interesting. Okay, tell me
I
why.
love Wild Mutt. I love Wild Mutt. But to be nothing but basically a super dog kind of takes a lot out of life. You know what I mean?
I think you're going to be surprised where I put him, considering that you have him at number 9. I completely disagree.
Well, I feel like I get what you're saying a bit more than you think because I really did think about putting him higher on the list. I just feel like the debilitating features of being Wild Mutt. You know what I mean? I'm gonna have to find an owner or some shit. I don't know, bro. Who like? Where do I? What do I? I'm just gonna eat stuff the rest of my life and go live in a burrow or something. I don't know if it's the vibe.
I mean, for my number 9 spot, this is where it actually started to get difficult. Number 10, Stinkfly, I knew right away he was going to be last on the list. But number 9, I really had to start arguing with myself and for these aliens because number 9 was where it started to get difficult to rank. Okay. Normally, with like
That's
top
true.
10
That's
lists,
real.
it like closer to number 1 it gets difficult, but right at number 9 I started to have trouble because all of the aliens after Stinkfly are spectacular and all have their place. But for my number
Very
9,
real. Very real.
and I think most people are going to disagree with me on this, my number 9 is Accelerate.
Wow. Yeah, no, most people are going to disagree. People love Accelerate.
I just got to say, okay, the thing about super speed is that I feel like at this point it's a little overdone. There's so many characters that have super speed, and on top of that, it's very difficult to do super speed correctly. And I'm not saying that they did a poor job of portraying him, but I just think compared to all the other aliens, he's just more basic than all of them because that's his only thing. For that reason, I put him at number 9 because I feel like all the other aliens are just more unique and I love most of them just as equally as I do Accelerate. So unfortunately, I had to put him here. I do like Accelerate, but he is my number 9.
Alrighty. Hopping into number 8. That's a hot take right there. Number 9, Accelerate. Man's not a fan of that alien in particular. That's crazy. He's a great alien.
So for my number 8 pick, I'm going with Ripjaws.
Oh man, you're not gonna believe it. My number 8 is also Ripjaws.
Dude, we're on the same track pretty much, other than that number 9 spot. So number 8, Ripjaws. He's very good. He's basically Aquaman.
Yeah, he's
his
Aquaman with a little more edginess to him.
Yeah, he's a little bit more edgy, and that gives him a little bit of points. His design was pretty much the only thing that put him over Accelerate for me. Just because he has such a cool design.
Oh, Ripjaws does have a really cool design. So does Wild Mutt though. Like that's what hurt me putting Wild Mutt at 9. Is his design is so cool. Oh man, I guess we're good to hop into number 7. Maybe there'll be a difference on that one. I got number 7. I got Gray Matter.
Oh my god, bro. I got gray matter also.
He's just such a number 7 pick. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, he's got the big brain. He can do normal stuff, but he's like super tiny, and his design's not that great.
Yeah, I mean, he's the intellectual, he's the wise one. Honestly, he's one of the funniest aliens, but he just doesn't have that extra punch that a lot of the aliens lower on my list have.
Man, we're pretty agreeable so far on this.
Okay,
I
well,
think that's the craziest part.
yeah, I mean, we got the same thing. Let's go ahead and move on. My number 6 is Wild Mutt.
Interesting. So you put him up there. I feel like that's still like a super fair place to put Wild Mutt. I can entertain that.
Yeah, I mean, he has a really good design. He has a really cool ability. The whole tracking echolocation type of thing, it really
Oh
appeals to
yeah.
me. Daredevil, basically the same abilities. He's my favorite Marvel hero. So, Wild Mutt having the same abilities pretty much, not being able to see using other senses, it appeals to me a lot. But I couldn't put him higher on the list because I don't think he's as iconic as a lot of the other aliens, and he has plenty to improve upon. Like, he doesn't have crazy attack power or defensive capabilities, so he's in my number 6.
Yeah, I feel like all that's very fair, very real. I mess with the pick, man. It makes me wonder if maybe I should have found a way to put him a little higher. Um, he's super good. I couldn't get in my brain the idea of like being like almost an animal because he's not your average animal by any means, but he doesn't have like human level intelligence, which it was kind of the knocker for me.
Yeah, that's
Um,
plenty fair that the intelligence will get in the way, but I do think that he definitely earns his place amongst
oh
the 10
yeah.
aliens throughout his time in that original Ben 10 roster.
Oh yeah. Plus, like you mentioned, his design and abilities are so cool. My number 6 is Forearms.
Oh, I was not expecting that. I thought you would have forearms higher.
Oh man, all he is a big man, indestructible. He has great powers and a decent design. But realistically, he's just meant to be strong guy.
Yeah, but he plays his part very well.
Oh yeah, he has his moments that made me put him over the others that I had there. But at the same time, out of all the really good ones, I feel like he's my least favorite. And maybe you'll see that going into the next few.
Okay, so if that's the case, go ahead and give me your number 5.
My number 5 is Accelerate.
Okay, respectable.
Oh yeah, yes sir. Accelerate. Super Speed's always been one of my favorites. I love Quicksilver. I love the Flash. And his design is this nice blue design. I've always liked it as a kid. I remember I used to have this action figure of Accelerate. I used to love it. Yeah, no, he's a great character, great little alien. I wish that he did do a little more. That is something that when you like brought him up, I was like, yeah, you know what? He doesn't do quite enough, really. So I feel like this is definitely the highest I'd want to put him.
Yeah, I mean, I could respect that. I know plenty of people that would put him even top 3, but I think most people would probably put him top 5 just from everybody that I've talked to and all the videos I've watched and everything. People love Accelerate. Me personally, like I said, I already gave my reasons. I don't really like the whole super speed thing. I just think that he's not as unique, but he definitely earns his place. His design is really good. So I could respect that pick. For me, my number
Oh yeah.
5 is Heat Blast.
Wow. Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's a pretty big he's definitely a heavy hitter for me. I love that. I love Heat Blast. I'm not gonna hate on the five though, because at least he made the top five. At least you're feeling me on that.
Yeah, he made the top 5. He's the OG alien. I mean, first one we ever see. He's really cool. Honestly, so when it comes to going back to number 10, Stinkfly, when I said there's another person that could fly, this was it. Okay? So,
Oh yeah.
yeah, Heat Blast can fly, and that's awesome. And the way he does it is super cool. Whenever I think of like unique ways of like traveling and stuff, one of the things I think about is Heat Blast and like Frozone from The Incredibles, right? Like they could create like fucking gliding on the element that they control.
Oh yeah, I completely agree. He's incredibly versatile, whether it's transportation or just pure offensive power, even a little bit of defensive power. I feel like he's all around really good that way. Super good design. If you are big into fire and stuff, you're probably gonna be a fan. It's a really cool alien.
Yeah, when you think about characters who use heat as a power, not a lot of them use lava. But his design is kind of based around that whole like lava kind of molten earth feel to it. And he has one of the coolest fire hero designs in all of media.
I completely agree. I completely agree. It definitely gives off like superhero vibes, and it gives off like if you compare him to other pyromancers throughout media, whether it's Johnny Blaze or whatever, I definitely think he competes and has that same kind of cool factor.
Yeah, for sure. He definitely earns his spot in the top 5. Going ahead to number 4, I have to go with Upgrade.
Ooh, interesting. Your number four is Upgrade.
Yeah, man. I mean,
Okay.
Upgrade is originally when I was a kid, I did not like Upgrade. I thought he was annoying and I didn't like it when he was on screen and he felt like he didn't do anything for me emotionally. But going back when I've rewatched the series as an older gentleman, I've recognized how crazy his abilities are. Not only the fact that he could take over technology, which in today's world would be insane, but also the fact that he basically just soaks all of the damage that gets affected to him, kind of like Majin Buu. He is honestly a really insane alien and has really high potential in terms of power.
Oh, definitely a crazy good alien. I 100% agree, and his powers, especially in the modern day, would be crazy. He's one that I kind of thought was like you said, maybe he wasn't like my least favorite or nothing, but he was kind of mid back in the day. But just with everything that has happened and going back and seeing his powers again and stuff, there's no denying the usefulness and just how cool he was. Yeah.
Okay, so let's hear it. What's your number 4, man?
My number four is Diamond Head.
I cannot believe that, man.
Yeah, my number four is Diamond Head, and yeah, no, I feel good about the pick. It was hard not to put him at number three, and maybe your pick will make me rethink that. But I put him there because he is probably my second favorite kind of like super offensive one. I love the diamond crystal like ability and stuff, and I love the durability. And overall, I think he's the best like superhero like alien, other than my favorite pick on the list here. So I feel pretty good about it overall personally, but I did kind of struggle whether I wanted to put him at number three or number four.
Yeah, no, I completely understand. Diamond Head was a real tough one for me to pick. Obviously, I haven't mentioned him yet, so he's pretty high on my list. But whenever I was a kid watching Ben 10, he was my favorite. So I completely understand you having hardship trying to put him somewhere within the top 5.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, he was a hard one to place here, and yeah, no, he's a really good one, man. He's a really good one. I feel like just because of your answer for number four, I need to segue into my number three,
Go ahead.
which is also Upgrade.
Number 3, top 3 upgrade.
Top three Upgrade. That was the two I was debating. I couldn't decide if I wanted to put Upgrade or Diamond Head, and I was kind of swapping them in and out, and just Upgrade took the W because, like you said, in modern day, having control of all technology would be like a broken, stupid power.
Yeah, I mean, upgrade definitely is a lot more powerful in today's world. I mean, whenever the show came out, obviously it wasn't as big of a deal, but now it's such a big deal that the that technology and internet is accessible in modern day life. So upgrade is an extremely important alien if Ben 10, the original series, were to take place in modern society.
Factual, man. Factual. Or, you know, man, even if we rebooted Ben 10 and someone else got the Omnitrix all together or whatever, I would probably be hoping that they got some Upgrade in there.
Yeah, solid pick for sure. Going into my number 3, we got forearms.
Decent, decent. Okay, this is where our list is starting to get a little different. That's interesting. I feel like I still don't hate him being up that high, just because you're right. He did do a lot in the series. He definitely was used a lot.
Yeah, I mean he's the powerhouse. He's Ben's favorite alien. He's the go-to alien for Ben. Even though I mean he couldn't really pick in the original series. But if he could, I'm sure forearms would have been the pick in almost every scenario because he was just
Yeah, the amount of times he was sitting there going, "Oh, give me forearms, give me heat blast, give me diamond head," you know?
yeah, I mean he was the go-to guy if you wanted pure power. And I think that earns him the top 3 because unless you're in a niche scenario where you need a brainiac or someone who could go underwater, I mean, Forearms was the alien to go to. And I think that in my list, I wanted to put him very high because I respect the fact that he could put himself into any situation that required strength and come out on top and achieve whatever it was needed in order to accomplish Ben's goal.
Yeah, I definitely messed with the pick, man. Interesting top threes where we're starting to reveal here. Oh man, but yeah, man. Should we dip into number two here? Do you want to go first? You want me to go first? How you feeling?
Okay, I think I could go first. Okay, so my number 2 is Ghost Freak.
Okay, we're back on the same page. My number two is Ghost Freak.
Yeah, I mean, he's a crazy alien. I think in terms of being unique, he's top 3 most unique. He has great
Oh yeah.
abilities. I mean, he can possess motherfuckers. I mean, what else do you want? He is extremely strong and he
Pretty
could get a lot done.
transportable. He can go through walls. He has that little weird feature where he like kind of becomes sentient, and it's like a bigger thing in the story of the original. I love him overall. I also know that he's one of the aliens that comes back later and does kind of have like a role later too. I just think he's super cool.
Yeah, in terms of having their own story, Ghost Freak probably has the most compelling one of he's kind of fighting for control a little bit where you don't know like, oh, it's kind of a bad thing to turn into Ghost Freak because he might try and take over. He might try and become the one in charge. And so he kind of adds an extra element on top of whatever's happening in the story of depth.
Oh, definitely, man, definitely. I really enjoyed that as a kid. I remember I used to make my skin crawl in the absolutely right way, and it was super cool, man.
Yeah, Ghost Freak definitely earns his top spot. I know a lot of people probably have him higher on their list based off of everything that I've seen, but I completely disagree because I think Ghost Freak is very compelling. And I think that in terms of all the aliens that have their own lore, Gray Matter is really the only one that kind of competes with him.
And I'm sorry, gray matter is not as cool as Ghost Freak.
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing with their race playing a part into the story with gray matter is pretty much the only other compelling example I could think of that one of the other original Ben 10 aliens has had as an impact into the story, other than Ghost Freak.
Yeah, and I would argue it's not quite as cool. They're involved in the creation of the Omnitrix and stuff, which is cool. But I feel like the whole angle of the alien taking over him or taking over the Omnitrix is even cooler.
Yeah, for sure, because not only is there a threat of being able to use the Omnitrix on top of everything else that's going on, but his character being able to scare the likes of myself, and I'm sure you and every other kid that was watching, it just it just feels like he's earned his right to be one of the coolest aliens in the series.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. If they ever do a good Ben 10 again, they ever bring it back and it's something worth watching, they should bring Ghost Freak back too. Definitely.
Yeah, going ahead into number one, I'm going to go ahead and go with my favorite, my childhood favorite, Diamond Head.
Super valid pick. Super valid pick. I believe that was my number four. Pretty good. I could definitely see it being in the top three or even the favorite pick. Super good. Overall, whether it's defenses or offensive, being intelligent, just overall, this guy got everything.
Yeah, I mean, Diamond Head's the most overall well balanced alien. I think that whenever he came on screen, I was always excited and I was always sure that he was going to be able to get the job done.
Oh yeah, if he pulled Diamond Head out the Omnitrix, the day was about to be saved.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Diamond Head, he was my favorite when I was a kid, and he's still my favorite today.
I kind of feel the same about my first pick. It's like probably still my favorite to this day, or definitely like one of my favorites. Um, my number one is Heat Blast, the only one I haven't mentioned. My childhood favorite. We already talked a lot about Heat Blast, but I feel like it's still, it made your number five. It's still a decent number one pick. Super iconic at the very least.
So Heat Blast number one, I can completely respect that. The OG alien that introduced us all to them.
Oh yeah, man. I remember when I was a kid, I used to love the Heat Blast like advertisements and stuff for the cases and stuff for all the original DVDs. Really something I can never quite put into words of how it felt and how cool it was, and something that we'll probably never experience again.
You ever been walking down the street with your best bro, and while you're walking you accidentally touch hands? You think to yourself, that was weird, but I'm not gay. You are. You are gay.
That's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so.